Καλούμε τώρα στο βήμα τον Πρόεδρο της Παγκόσμιας Συντονιστικής Επιτροπής Κυπριακού Αγώνα, κύριο Φίλιπ Κρίστοφερ.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic, Mr. Omiru, Mr. Christofias, Ambassadors, Mr. Gasoulidis, Mr. Gokinos, Your Grace, Bishop of Gerinia, Mr. Fodiou. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been coming to this conference since 1976. Our delegations come from America, Africa, and all the European countries, and Australia. We have supported every president since Archbishop Makarios to today's President Anastasiadis. We have supported each president with the same passion, the same spirit, the same enthusiasm, and more important, with the same determination to find a solution that guarantees every Cypriot citizen the same freedoms and the same rights that we enjoy in our countries. For 40 years, we have been making speeches, and we have made many recommendations, and we have called for action, beginning with public relations. Time and time again, we have said that our only offensive weapon is a public relations campaign. A consistent, a concise, and continuous message. And the message is that the problem of Cyprus is a problem of invasion and continued occupation. For 40 years, we have been calling for the withdrawal of the Turkish troops. And we realize a public relations campaign costs money. And I know that during this economic crisis, we cannot afford that type of public relations campaign. But we have people that are spending money. And the overseas Cypriots have spent millions of dollars during this past 40 years. I wanted to pay tribute to one individual, Mr. Nikos Mouliaris from the United States of America. This past year, he spent over $1 million of his own money to promote and project Cyprus through the Hellenic American Leadership Council, and we can see the results. The results of a good relationship with the American Jewish Committee and many other results. The next thing that we have called upon was a strategic alliance with Israel. I remember back in 1984 when we called for that strategic alliance. It took us a long time to realize that Israel could be a strategic ally of the United States. And I want to thank both President Christofias and President Anastasiadis now that they have expanded that strategic alliance, and the alliance between Greece, Israel, and Cyprus, and Egypt, as the Minister of Foreign Affairs said before, that it can become a strategic alliance that's going to help us not only in the United States, but all over the world. Bilateral agreements we have called upon. And again, I thank President Anastasiadis for increasing the bilateral agreements with the United States of America. The more bilateral agreements we have, the more interest there will be from the United States to solve the problem. The more bilateral agreements we have, the more significance and more importance of the Republic of Cyprus. We have also watched the negotiations over the past 40 years. And I know some of you are optimistic, but we watched those negotiations, and whether the name was Denktash, Eroglu, Talat, and now Mustafa, the bottom line is the negotiations get stopped from Turkey. Turkey is a strong economy, the 15th largest in the world. They have the largest army in the NATO. Unfortunately, they maintain those relationships, and somehow they're able to fool the State Department of the United States that they're also fighting ISIS. In order for me to be optimistic, let us call as overseas Cypriots today that the graceful flag on Bendadaktylos comes down now. In order for me to be optimistic, let Mr. Akinci return Famagusta to the rightful owners now, and let the Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots work together to make this historic city a city that brings the economy back to Cyprus. In order for me to be optimistic, let Mr. Akinci open the 33 military zones that prevents the finding of the missing in the occupied area. And in order for me to be optimistic, let us tell Mr. Akinci that we want our churches to be rebuilt and restored. We want the names, the historic names of Gerinia and other cities to remain as they were in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I don't want to sound like a rejectionist because I am optimistic. I met with the President, we met with Mr. Gasoulidis, and we are optimistic. But I also have the courage to speak out and to tell you that this is going to be a difficult road ahead. And only if we work together, united, we can bring the results. I have the courage to say what I say because I believe in Cyprus. And I believe that our economy will come back. And the example of Mr. Mouyeris is time for the business community of Cyprus, the businessmen and millionaires of Cyprus, to invest in the future of Cyprus. Mr. President, I hope all those business people that owe money to the government or to the banks, let them pay it back and let them invest in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe in Cyprus. Success is not always final, and failure is not always fatal. But what is important is to have the courage to continue this fight. Thank you very much.